Here we are.
Here we are. Well, hey, we were having a wonderful conversation in the background. Richard just saved the day by letting us know that for some reason, the go live button didn't activate. So anyway, here we are, folks. And thank you so much for joining us on this Life Hacks with Mac. I've been talking away, so I've got my intro down to a pat. Now I'm going to do it again. But welcome to a LinkedIn Life Hacks with Mac, where the aim is for you to walk away with one or two tips that are going to make a massive difference in your day-to-day experience with using both LinkedIn and business generally. So please do us a favor, go and hit that repost button and share with your networks, because you might just save somebody's business or make them or help them towards their best year yet in 2024. So with that, I've already been chatting to these wonderful gentlemen in the background, and I'm absolutely honored to have both of them here. They bring a wealth of experience in two different directions. So I'm just going to very quickly, Bogomol, welcome. Richard, welcome. Thank you for joining us on the show tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, likewise, Mike. It has been too long since we caught up, so very happy to be here.
It's interesting how we develop relationships in the background and through DMs and Zoom chats and things like that, and it reaches a stage where you kind of feel that these people, that we become friends over the years, because we kind of know more than what's just on LinkedIn, which is and the surface doesn't even show half the journey. I loved your post yesterday, by the way, Richard, just talking about some of the challenges. And these are things that we'll discuss through today about, I have some questions around that, personal sharing and things like that, because there are a lot of things people miss the opportunity on LinkedIn when it comes to that know, like, and trust factor. So let's do a quick intro. Let's start with Richard, if that's okay. I'm going to do this again. Bogomol, don't laugh at me. I've done this already. Goodness me. I'm looking forward to a great chat, folks. Hang in there. It's going to be a great conversation. You're going to learn a lot. Drop your comments, please, into the comment section. And let us know if you have any specific questions. We'll aim to answer as many as we can. And I'm so glad that lots of you commented, are we live yet? Because Richard spotted that, and that's why he's the expert. So thrilled to introduce Richard, a master of leveraging LinkedIn for brand strengthening and lead generation. Living in the vibrant Spain, Richard's not only a LinkedIn expert, he's a culinary enthusiast, a Pearl Jam fan, a gin and tonic aficionado. So I think there's a whole nother subject, maybe another LinkedIn Live around that. And since 2009, so Richard's trained, this is mind-blowing, over 250,000 people since 2009, teaching them how to actively listen. Now that's a skill on its own, and how to create value-first content and engage effectively to become thought leaders and drive business growth. And that's what we all want at the end of the day. We don't want all the likes. Those are nice, but we want growth at the end of the day. So I'm looking forward to a really great conversation. He's the founder of Just Connecting and The Tribe, offering cutting-edge LinkedIn social selling training and community support. If you haven't checked that out already, go to Richard's profile, please, and go and check out his posts, his content, but find out about The Tribe, because the value that you'll get there is second to none. Recognized as a top keynote speaker, Richard delivers insights that truly set him apart in the world of LinkedIn. And we know that. For those of us that have been following LinkedIn and following Richard, the man works his backside off to bring value day in and day out. And if you're ready, to revolutionize your LinkedIn, go and follow the go-to LinkedIn man that I don't think I've found a post that hasn't brought some form of value in my day. So, Richard, thank you for that you bring to LinkedIn and our community. Bogomol, man, a whole different kettle of fish. Bogomol is a visionary in the digital marketing world with over 15 years worth of experience, from affiliate marketing to CMO roles. He's pretty much done it all. And he's passionate about creating impactful solutions. His journey has led him to the latest groundbreaking project, which is Comment AI. And I'll be sharing a link that you can go and check out for that. This is AI powered ecosystem that starts to transform how we comment on LinkedIn. And I have some questions around that. So for those of you that have your preconceptions about AI or concerns, we're gonna delve into that a bit as well. And basically, it enables users to create authentic, noticeable comments in mere seconds on LinkedIn, so saving you time. It's not just a tool, it's a revolution online engagement point. It's poised to enhance your brand growth and client attraction. For those of you that are eager to see innovation in action, I would go and follow Bogomil and check out, because I've been beta testing and playing with things, and I'm going, no, I don't like this. I think you guys should do this. And he's like, yeah. Oh, by the way, here's the rollout. I'm like, come on, man, this is just mad. So from a solution where people are listening, but they also are customer centric and also user centric, Bogomil is definitely the maestro you need to go and check out. He's a well hidden gem on LinkedIn, but you'll start spotting him just everywhere. So that's it in a nutshell. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mac Laupscher. I've been on LinkedIn since 2007 and faced many of the frustrations, including the horrible DM box that we have that Richard and I were talking about earlier, and Bogomil and LinkedIn, if you're listening, DMs, go and fix it, please. I offer one-to-one coaching as well as group coaching, but I specialize more on strategic coaching and helping people that do a lot of face-to-face networking also leverage LinkedIn so that they can grow a meaningful connection in their business and grow their business. And it's all about ROI at the end of the day. So for me, that's my focus. But gentlemen, I want to really get into this conversation. I've been talking way too much. I've done 2 introductions, one offline, one online. Firstly, so who should I start with tonight? I'm gonna start with you, Richard, if that's okay. I've got tons of questions, and I've got a few questions from some people that have actually posted some questions on some of the event posts that I've done as well.
Cool.
So the first thing I want to ask you, because there are a lot of people probably watching this going, I'm new to LinkedIn, social media I'm rubbish at, because we know that I think it's 1 to 2% of people are actually posting. 2 to 9% people are they're engaging, they're commenting, liking, sharing, but the vast majority on LinkedIn are the voyeurs. They just like hide in the shadows for various different reasons. So can you explain to us, in simple terms, what is the LinkedIn algorithm and why is it so important?
Wow, is that's your opening question? Like, open the box of Pandora and start now.
Can of worms, boom.
Well, all these social networks have algorithms. Algorithms is more or less a mechanism that they have officially to make sure you don't drown in an irrelevant information overload, and they show you the content that is most likely to be relevant with you. That's like officially how it should work.
Should.
Yeah, it should. And some of those things you can still see on LinkedIn, because, for example, if I engage today with a post from you, Mac, for sure, tomorrow I will see your next post featured in my feed. So based on your own activities, liking, new connections, those people, the content from those people is featured in your feed. And it becomes more interesting if you know what the algorithm favors, what type of content, how do you post, how do you respond, how do you nurture? Because basically, the more you know about it, the more screen time you can get yourself for your own post. And February 6th, we are going to release the new algorithm report 2024. And always when I make a bit of a buzz about it, or when I publish it, I get a lot of DMs and people saying, like, I don't care about the algorithm, it's about the people. You need to write for your audience. And I couldn't agree more. You need to write for your audience. Don't try to write for the algorithm. But if you know some of the rules, and if you can adapt your content in the way how you publish it, how you follow up, then you can get like a double or triple, 3 times the views or engagement. And I think it's a shame that I see so many amazing content being published, but not reaching its fullest potential because people just wrap it in the wrong way that is not favored by the algorithm. So basically, I think we all can benefit from knowing something about the algorithm just by adapting your content that you have written for your human audience, but in order for LinkedIn to just show it to more people inside and outside your network.
I think that's quite interesting, and Bogomil, please chime in and ask any questions or make comments as we go along. So the way I'm seeing what you've just explained, and I'm going to put it in football terms, is if you know how to play football, there's a difference between playing schoolyard football and playing professional football. And if you know the rules, you know how you can exceed and how you can succeed as well. But if you go on trying to play schoolyard football in the Premier League, you're probably going to struggle a little bit. And that's, I guess, where the difference comes in, yes?
I always use the metaphor with the Monopoly, the board game, Monopoly.
Yep.
So I used to play a lot of Monopoly when I was young. I liked and I hated the game because sometimes it takes like hours to end the game. And there's two ways to win Monopoly. Cheating. And the second way is when you know the rules that the other people might not know. And that's how I think about the algorithm. We have a lot of people, growing amount of people that are cheating the algorithm. They're using bots, engagement groups. But if you know some of the secret rules that maybe others don't, you can really make LinkedIn prioritize your content. So that's the way how I look at it.
Absolutely. Bogomil, did you want to chime in and ask anything on this?
No, I was just going to say that I completely agree with all that Richard is saying. The thing is that we all, when we become very, very much focused on no matter what social platform is, to become really knowledgeable of how it works, how we can hack it, how we can outcompete everyone. And one of the ways that I believe this is possible is by following the annual reports of Richard, because I haven't noticed anybody else talking about that. And I'm a Facebook marketer. I have been using Facebook ads for plenty of time. I have spent, I don't want to say how much there. And I can tell you that if you are not in a constant knowledge, what's the trend, how the algorithm is changing, you can drain all your funds in a matter of days without achieving even one sale. And this is hard to realize when you are posting on LinkedIn because you are not actually giving any money, even though you are giving your time, and it's the same, right? So we neglect this because we are not giving money. But why we are trying to beat something which we can't because we don't know how it is working, right? It's impossible. And why we are throwing out our time when we can get more out of it when we know a few tweaks here and there. And of course, I totally agree with Richard. We need to write about, for our audience, we need to know what resonates with it and things like that. But everybody knows that, that's the thing. In the marketing is the same. We all know the principles, but if you don't know how the algorithm of Facebook is working, you can't beat Facebook and you can't beat your competition. So this is what I was going to say, that actually in every social platform, if you want to get the most out of it, if you don't understand the algorithm, sooner or later, you will be out of the game.
So, Richard, any comments on that?
No, just that I think we are completely aligned on that. Yeah.
So, when it comes to the LinkedIn algorithm, clearly there's a benefit to knowing the rules and playing at a professional level, as it were. If we look at and we compare it to, say, football or any other major sport, it's we still enjoying watching the football, but we enjoy watching them play it at a higher level because of the fact, and I'm not a major football fan, so I don't even know why I'm using football. I've got a team that I support, but I'll watch the major games, and that's about it. But the reality is that everybody, in order to stand out, you need to know what those rules are, and you need to be able to play within those rules. So, and you use the word there, Bogomil, that a lot of people, I see it too often, is the word hack. Everybody's trying to hack because they're trying to think, today I can just get ahead. But it's not a matter of just trying to hack. It's a matter of staying educated and, being up to date on the latest knowledge. So, Richard, what are the kind of biggest mistakes that you see a lot of people make when it comes to LinkedIn?
Wow. No, I was getting confused about the word hack because we're actually in a show that is called Live Hacks with Mac. So I was going like, no, I'm always very aware and very hesitant, for example, also to accept invites from people that have in the headline growth hacker LinkedIn. Okay. Because I know they're going for a shortcut. And I've been on the platform since 2005. I've worked, well, you mentioned the number, with so many also corporate clients. There are no shortcuts for success. And each week I get DMs from people that say like, okay, I just started with LinkedIn. Can you help me to get X followers or to get X leads? But I don't have the time to do it myself, or I need to have them in a month. And I go like, I'm not a sorcerer. I'm not a magician. I can't help you with that, because So one of the first things, I think, misconceptions about LinkedIn, it's not a platform for the easy win or the easy lead. You might have the incidental luck to find a client in your first week because they really resonate with your post. But if you want to see a substantial lead generation funnel, you need to be there in for the longer term. I always tell my clients, you need to be there for 6 to 12 months, committed, consistent, being there, also willing to share your stuff, your knowledge, your expertise. If you're not committed, if you're not going to be consistent, if you see LinkedIn as yet another additional tool that you only turn to if your email is not working, your phone calls are not being answered, it's not going to work. So you need to implement your LinkedIn activities in your daily, weekly DNA. That's, for me, that's like the number one thing you need to make sure that you're willing to do that.
I think what you've just shared is so important, because I see this and I echo what you're saying there with regards to how many people are overnight results. Watch what I did in 10 days. Watch what I did in 30 days, and it's I hate to think how many LinkedIn experts have come and gone over the last 10 years.
It's funny that you say that, because yesterday I saw a post from a guy I never saw before. I saw it in my feed because somebody in my network responded, and it was a post about our agency just grown a founder from 0 to 2,500 followers in less than 24 hours. If you want to know how, put a comment with growth. Okay, I didn't put a comment with growth. I put a comment there saying like, okay, that's interesting. 0 to 2,500 in less than 24 hours. I mean, are they relevant? Have you used content? Is this a part? They didn't respond, obviously. But this morning I woke up and I got a DM from the guy, which was obviously automated because he didn't respond to my questions. And he said, glad that you commented growth on the post, which I didn't. We have this system, it's a pod, and they said like, if you join, we can open you with more than 10,000 people who have joined, and you will get auto comment and auto like. And I was like, okay, this is literally people ruining the trust and credibility of a platform, LinkedIn. Like, this is going to be a huge hazard, a huge risk for the credibility of the platform. So again, there are no shortcuts. People who tell you grow your network with X thousand followers in a week, they're manipulating the system. They are not playing. They're not building a sustainable business. It's impossible.
Well, so I'm having quite a few questions or people commenting like, what are these rules? What's the algorithm? Because we haven't even touched or scratched the surface there yet. But the information that you're sharing now is so vital, because I've seen reputations ruined on LinkedIn by individuals that have decided to take these shortcuts, and then all of a sudden they find they're in a pod or something where actually it does automated comments on your behalf. And then people are going, hey Mac, I see you commented on this and I didn't know that you were so politically involved. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I go and find out that one of my customers actually got locked out of LinkedIn about 3 years ago, but he didn't tell me that he was using this pod thing. And the moment he came to me and he went, oh, I'm seeing comments all over the place, but I didn't do the comments. And I went, okay,
yeah,
what have you signed up to? So reputation, as we know on LinkedIn, is so vital, and you could lose it overnight.
Exactly. It takes you months to build your brand, and it takes you like a split second to ruin your brand if you engage in, those stupid things. I'm totally agreeing with that.
So
if you allow me, to
go
add
for it,
one thing that, there is one main thing that really worries me, actually. Like, I totally agree that this is a big problem for LinkedIn, but I think that there is a bigger problem, actually. Like, and it is that these same people, they grow their LinkedIn accounts by using these not so good techniques, and after that they start posting content trying to make themselves look like experts and selling their services as LinkedIn experts. And this is what actually worries me more, because people hire them and they follow the same route. Some of them destroy very easily their brands. Some of them see that this is a wrong way and they don't see that there is a right way, so they decide to quit LinkedIn because of that. So, and there is a third type of person who is saying that and saying like, LinkedIn is full with scammers, like why I should be on this platform. And these three things are more disturbing, actually, than this is somehow affecting LinkedIn. I don't care about LinkedIn, but I care about the people on LinkedIn, because this is the reason why we are all there, right? To help people, not to care that much about LinkedIn in the end.
Yeah, and in addition, Bogomil, I think LinkedIn is underestimating the risk when they don't step up their policy against those kind of activities, because I hear more and more, especially from, let's say, direct executive level, that they have become less responsive, less active because of the huge spam, automation, targeting that they like see every day coming into the inbox. So if LinkedIn doesn't protect us from this automated spammy bots engagement, and the mass people are leaving the platform, then their whole system cracks. Okay, so I really hope they step up their policy to this, because now I stopped reporting those kind of things, because like 99 out of 100, I get back like, we haven't seen anything that is against our policy. So I just stopped reporting those things, because apparently they're doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, just sorry, Mark, again. I'll tell you why I believe that LinkedIn will not do anything about that. Probably they will do something when the big guys see this on LinkedIn, but guess when this is going to happen? Like, probably never. And why they are not going to stop this? Because this is simulating activity on LinkedIn. And those investors are looking for these numbers. And they see this activity growing. They don't know that this is actually automated activities, and there is nothing behind that, like a 0% behind that. And it's actually empty numbers in the end of the day. And they're happy, and they think that they have made the right choice by putting billions of dollars behind LinkedIn. And LinkedIn doesn't want these billions of dollars to stop going to their pocket. So this is why I believe they won't stop this.
I think Yeah, we're opening a potential can of worms there. I'm thinking of the whole Twitter experience when Elon Musk bought Twitter, and he went, "All I want you to do is just confirm user numbers," and then he said, "Can you go away and just remove duplicate and fake accounts?" And all of a sudden, the numbers were just like atrocious, and he was like, "Hey, that's not what I'm paying for." So yeah, we're conscious of that. I want to get into the engagement and the AI and the algorithm stuff in a little bit more depth, because there are a lot of people watching this that want to know about, what are the kind of key things that they should be aware of when it comes to the algorithm, as an example, that when it comes to day-to-day posting. And I know you posted recently about text posts as an example, but if you had to give people 3 tips right now to survive using the algorithm as their kind of guide, what would those be for content?
First would be make sure to verify the format of your post. So don't only do text plus image post. Don't every day do a carousel. Don't do like every day a poll, but make sure you verify the format, because from our recent data, it shows that if you verify the format, you get more reach than if you stay consistent with one format. And I know everybody has his or her preference, but it's good to every now and then share a video, share a poll, do a text post, those kind of things. Second is pay attention to whatever it is, how you start your post. To give you an example, if you create a video post, don't do a large introduction like, "Hi, welcome, I'm glad you're watching this video, my name is Rick," because you lose people in a split second. People decide in 3-4 seconds if they're watching a video. So your video should start with, "Do you want to know how to leverage the algorithm to get more reach? Stay put for 1 minute and I'll explain." And then you have people, and it's the same, the first 3 lines of each post you make. I mean, a lot of people talk about hooks. A lot of people copy hooks. But it is true that you need to really trigger people in the first 3 lines. They need to hit to see more to get you more reach. So that's the second tip. So make sure you open your post with a bang. And then third would be, I guess 3 years ago, I would really, in my trainings, always emphasize that you need to publish. And now I think I shifted more to emphasize you need to nurture. Once you publish, your job is not done. It is just starting now, okay? So leave some additional comments on your own post. LinkedIn does not penalize anymore if you comment on your own post. So have 1 or 2 insights or 1 or 2 questions about your post. Put them in the comments, because if you get a thread in your comments, it accelerates the growth of your post, okay? After 8 hours, I always leave a comment on my own post, sharing an additional insight, which sparks again a new round of visibility of my post in the feed. So those kind of things, like publishing is okay, nurturing is what really brings your post more success than before.
So, this is one of the things that I see a lot of people, I used to do that about 10 years ago, because I was on every platform. Like literally, you name the platform, I was there, and I was doing what you call the spray and pray approach. It's like, just put it out there. But the whole posting and ghosting is such a big problem, because you're not taking the time to appreciate those people that you're supposed to be nurturing. So you've mentioned that you don't get penalized anymore for your own comments. It used to be the golden hour, then it moved, and it's been, you're commenting within 24 hours, 48 hours. For people to post, when should they be spending most of the time on their post or coming back to those comments?
I don't know if there is a general rule that will work for everyone. So I always invite people to, when it comes to best posting time, when it comes to when during the day do I engage with my own post, it also depends on how you work. I mean, I have the availability, or I have the possibility to nurture my post. I always publish. between 8:30 9:30 in the morning. I get the most results when I publish in my own time zone in the morning. So when I publish, my routine is I open LinkedIn, I check my bookmarks, I start engaging with 4 or 5 posts, then I publish my own post. Then I engage with the people that comment on my post. I do some other posts, and this also takes me like 15, 20 minutes. Okay. And then just before 1 hour, I try to go back to my post, respond to more comments. So the first 60 minutes for me is the most important part. But I do the same around lunchtime. So I go back to my post, I look at the comments, I respond to some comments. And as I told you, at the end of the day, I will leave an additional comment on my own post. And that's how I nurture my own post. So I think 60 minutes, first 8 hours. It's still true that around 70%, 65% of your total reach, you probably get in the first 24 hours. Okay, so the first 24 hours is still the most important part to grow your post. It's true that compared to, let's say, 2 years ago, your post has a longer lifespan now. I can see some of my posts doing even well after 3 days, but 65, 70% of your reach needs to be in the first 24 hours.
So I've got an interesting question here. A few people have asked this, but a lady called Lynette Johnson from John Asperian's group came to me, and she asked a question that a lot of people ask, which over the last 12 months is, and a question goes along the lines of, I'm seeing a definite disconnect between post views and comment numbers. Example, I'll have 40 plus comments and only a few hundred views. Are you seeing this too, or should I be looking at the cause in a different place? Like,
Bogomil is going to answer that question, no?
Go for it, Bogomil.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to answer this question, but I'm noticing the same thing happening to me from time to time. Like, I have posts with 200-300 comments, and they get less impressions than those that have less than 100 comments. And at the same time, on these 300 comments, I have some of the big guys commenting, like Richard, for example, Jasmine also, Mac also, and some other big guys. And still, my post with less than 100 comments beats it really bad.
So yeah, and that's less true. Comments, more reach.
No, it's not true every time, but it is true that if you publish a post, that it can be. I was looking at my own statistics, and I was looking at my best performing post this year, and one of my best performing posts got 400,000 views. And interesting enough, that post had half of the likes and 1/3 of the comments of a post that got 200,000 views. So you have double the engagement, but half the views. So there is something that, and I really don't know. I know you would like to call me Mr. LinkedIn algorithm, but I really don't know why this happened. First thing I thought is actually what Bogomil mentioned. Maybe if you have less engagement, but it comes from the bigger creators, they bring you more audience. But also that's not true. Because I saw that even with a lot of love comments, there were the big creators in there. So there are other elements that are always also impact the growth in terms of reach, less than only the engagement. It's not true that only your likes and your comments and your reposts will grow your post. There are other elements. One of the things I know is the number of people that save your post. That's a very important signal to the algorithm. Unfortunately, we don't get that number. I don't see how many people saved my post. I would literally pay LinkedIn to know that number, because the more people that save my post, in my opinion, the more relevant my content is. And especially, you mentioned them in the beginning, the voyeurs or lurkers or silent community, the ones that consume your post without leaving a footprint by pressing like or comment, but they will press save if they like. So that signal would be a very interesting signal for me to know what type of content is resonating. And I'll guess that's one of the secret ingredients to really launch your post to a wider audience.
There is something that I have heard about that, by the way, about like what is also affecting your impressions which is again not related to the engagement, but engagement is very important. Like, it's not possible to get more impressions with 0 engagement than a post that has at least 30 or 40 likes or comments. There is something, Richard, you know this better than me. There is some sort of an AI, because the algorithm is using a lot of AI, that is making some sort of a connection between the topic of your post and your profile. And if there is a very good relation between the two, like if, for example, you are talking only about commenting, like me, on LinkedIn, and your profile is talking only about commenting, then when you post about commenting, it is expected you to have more impressions on posts that are talking about commenting. But if you decide to show off your amazing marketing experience, because you also have amazing marketing experience, then LinkedIn will punish you because it believes that you are not authority enough to speak about that.
I'm aware that LinkedIn announced that. It's the interview. A lot of people post, like also back in May with the chief editor, Daniel Roth, I think. I haven't seen this. With all the accounts we are following for the algorithm research, we haven't seen that if somebody is, for example, an expert in customer service, that his customer service posts perform better than, for example, a post that he makes about a book he read in the weekend and he shares his experience. We have actually seen that the book post got like almost 1.5 more reach than the post that's supposed to be on his topic. So I know that LinkedIn said that there's going to be a connection between your authority based on your profile, the hashtags you have in creator mode, and the topic of your content, but I still haven't seen it in real life adding to the numbers that we are tracking.
So LinkedIn is lying as always.
I don't know. I don't think it's lying. I do think, I'm 100% sure, just like you, that they're having an AI system to optimize the things. I mean, we all would benefit if we see more relevant posts. The only thing is that I think, like Mac, you referred to my post from yesterday, where I said, like, I'm really struggling to get to the end of the year. I always feel that I let a lot of people down. That post outperformed any social selling post I made in the past 3 months. And it's a personal story. So sometimes I really get goosebumps in the wrong way when LinkedIn announces something. Also, when they said, we don't want content to go viral on LinkedIn, I went like, you're nuts, okay? All the platforms wish that their members go viral with good content, and LinkedIn just said, we don't want members to go viral. Why not? If you have good content, why not help to spread the good content? So whenever I see what they are doing, I always think, okay, why would they do it? Just like you, Bogomil, what's in their interest and what's in the interest of members, okay? And if it's in both interests, go ahead. But a lot of those things that they announce are not working because the members decide to behave differently. That's, for me, that's how it works.
So I'm conscious we've got about 17 minutes left. I didn't realize we've been chatting the hind leg of a donkey, as it were. But I wanted to get into some more detail just to make sure that we bring as much value as we can within this hour. And also give each one of you an opportunity to just share how people can reach out, get a hold of you, what's coming up in your worlds, and that kind of thing as well. So Bogomil, I want you to kind of get into the engagement, because we've kind of segued into that now. But so Richard's spoken about that importance of engaging with your own content, going through your posts, and you've built this machine to help people save time, but engagement across various areas. Now, before I get into that, I just wanted to dispel a interesting one, because Richard, you spoke about this right in the beginning about pods and that kind of behavior. And 5-6 years ago, I got invited to so many different pods, and I was like, wow, well, all these communities. And I was like, and then when I analyzed and looked at it, and people would start blaming the pod for not having their performance. And I was like, well, is that your target audience? Are you engaging with the right people? And pods can actually be majorly destructive because, as you mentioned right at the beginning, Richard, we are teaching the algorithm. The AI is learning what we are asking it for, what we engage with. So if we spend all our time engaging with the wrong stuff, we're going to see a lot of the wrong stuff, which means we just create a lot of noise. So the question I have for you, Bogomol, is firstly, you're going to be talking about AI and things like that. A lot of people wonder if using AI is being lazy. What are your thoughts?
That's a great question. First of all, I don't think that there is something bad in wanting to be lazy, because this is a human nature. It's proven. Like, we are all lazy creations, so it's not a bad thing. And a lot of great inventions have been developed because of our laziness. So it's not a bad
True,
thing.
we wouldn't have the car if we were that eager to walk and run everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So using the AI, I wouldn't consider it as a lazy thing. Like, some people are using it because they are lazy, and because of that, they are using it in a wrong way. Like, they're using it in a way that they just copy and paste whatever they want, like whatever tool that they want to use, and then they start blaming AI that it's not doing anything for them. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about comments, if we're talking about content creation on LinkedIn, because we know that AI content creation is a very hot topic at this moment. The thing is that if you're a lazy person, this will reflect on how you use AI. But if you want to achieve the most and you want to outcompete everyone, then you should learn how to use AI, not in a lazy way. And AI is great for idea generation, for brainstorming, for giving you feedback, for giving you directions, and helping you to start not from a blank page, because writer's block is a bad thing. I don't know from our listeners and watchers how many of them have experienced that, but I have been experiencing this very heavily in the beginning of this year, and it's really bad, and it can actually make you quit LinkedIn. And this was one of the reasons why I stopped engaging on LinkedIn 2-3 years ago when I created my profile, because I felt so bad, so depressed, that I wasn't able to write a thing after 5 comments, after one post or something. So AI can save you here. AI can spark the creativity, but AI can't replace you. That's the reality.
That's I'm glad you've said that, because we have all seen the lazy creator LinkedIn post for me posts where it's literally just auto generated. There's no real thought about it. There's no prompts in it. There's no instruction from the user. And at the end of the day, I've seen we have a choice. We either accept it and learn to run with it, or it's we'll be left behind anyway. But if we can don't forget
that we are, in my opinion, and I was very skeptical in the beginning. I embraced AI at the moment, so I use it a lot, just like the way, like Bogomil said, like brainstorm, get a different perspective on somebody's content, even help you to create structure in your own content strategy. I mean, I write all my posts myself, okay? I write it myself, but I'm not native English. So one of the things I always do, like, go to ChatGPT and say, like, okay, correct this for like grammatic or correct English grammar. But I've used it in so many ways to get different perspectives, because we all live in a bubble, okay? And sometimes it's very difficult to get out of the bubble and to have a fresh perspective on the things you're writing. But don't forget, we are still in the early ages of AI and ChatGPT. I mean, if you don't get on the train now, I think you will be left behind in a year from now, because this is not going to stop. This is going to evolve and evolve
massively.
I don't think it will replace us as authors of good content, because we don't need to underestimate our audience, our human audience. People can tell if something is written 100% via AI. If I can really detect comments that are 100% written by AI, because they have a different tone of voice, a different wording. It's just not those people. But I do think that it offers so many opportunities for each content creator, because let's be fair, writer's block is not going to help. Imposter syndrome is not going to help. And things like ChatGPT AI can help you to overcome those challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, when we look at the fact that 90% of people don't do anything on LinkedIn. And a lot of that comes from those inhibitions, worrying about, well, what am I going to say? And the language thing. I know, because of LinkedIn, I'm exposed to so many incredible people from around the world, but a lot of them, like yourself, Richard, they're not native English speaking. So they sit there and they worry about how their content will be perceived by, and so they overthink things, which that has an impact on mental health ultimately, as well, which is, the fact that we have these tools to help is incredible. So I think, as long as we use it effectively and we use it responsibly, but still that human element, as you say, that will always, people will pick that up everywhere.
Yeah, I totally agree with Bogomil. Rubbish in is rubbish out. Lazy people that use ChatGPT get shitty content. I've seen that happening in my trainings. But if you really think about your prompt, and if you're not satisfied with the first output you get, but you dive deeper and you optimize your prompt, there is so much more value, especially now with all the new possibilities that it offers, where you can upload documents, and there is so much going on. But you need to still make an effort to use the tool to its fullest potential.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and one thing that I want to add and put you back a little bit to what you just said, Richard, about why AI is not going to replace us, and why actually we need to always some sort of a human touch to AI. And the reason being is that, and I always say this to all the people that ask me, why you don't automate your tool? And I always say, we are not going to do this, never. You can keep have this here as a proof. But the thing is that no AI can connect with your brain, at least for now. No AI know your experiences, your tips, your hacks, your knowledge, the things that you can find on Google. And I'm pretty sure that GPT is not trained on your life, on your experiences.
Not
because yet. Not yet. I don't think that it will ever be trained on your experiences if you don't do this, but it's still not possible. Because the thing is that I'm sure that you have experienced that, but you want to give some sort of a value to a post, and something comes to your mind. Okay, then on another day you see a similar post, but another angle, another way of helping these people comes to your mind, because the brain works in a unique way, which we still don't know what it is. So sometimes something can unlock a part of your brain here. Another day it can unlock something in your brain here. So this is not possible to train. Even if you want to train your own GPT, you can train it, because you don't know how to unlock all your boxes in your brain. So that's why for now, I don't believe that it will be possible AI to fully replace us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm conscious we've got 6 minutes left, so I'm going to do some rapid fire questions, if that's okay.
Cool.
Bogomil, I'm gonna start off with you quickly with regards to comments and engagement. What have you found to be the tipping point when it comes to comments? Because a lot of people do basic comments. It's like, nice post, thank you for sharing. Those kind of like empty engagement. What have you found is the tipping point from just making those comments to actually adding value, where you start seeing results on LinkedIn?
Should I be quick, or I should provide a longer version?
Well, go for it. If both of you are okay for us to run 5 minutes over, I'm happy to rather give value than just cut it short. So go for it.
Yeah. So there are actually two very important things. I'll try to be quick. The first one is to always be strategic. Even if you are the best commenter in the world, or you are called Richard or Mac, then if you comment on someone that is not related at all to your niche, to your business, to anything, like, it doesn't matter. You're not going to achieve anything. You may get followers from that, but these followers are most probably useless. Like, they will not help you to achieve your business goals. Of course, if your goal on LinkedIn is to have fun or to throw people, then this is another story. I'm talking for those that are trying to achieve their business goals on LinkedIn. So that's the first thing. You need to be strategic with your comments. The second thing is to be on time. For those people that you really care about, like your potential clients, big influencers, and for example, also big competitors, which you can steal their followers, then you need to be on time. You need to have these bookmarks. You need to be there commenting in the first 2-3 minutes maximum. And this brings me to the third thing. Even if you follow these first two things, being strategic, being on time, and of course being fast, because otherwise you can't be on time, but you write great post or nice or I agree, then you have wasted your time. You have wasted these two things mastering them. You need to learn how to provide at least unique angle. Like, it's very easy to be part of the echo chamber. And if you start reading the comments, and I have spent more than 20,000 hours doing that, I can tell you that 99% of the comments are part of the echo chamber. And then people are wondering why nobody is noticing my comments, why nobody is engaging with my comments, why I'm not getting leads. Very easy. You're saying the same thing with your words. And people don't care about that. People are there to get more value. And in order to provide the value, there are many ways. I have a post for that. But very quickly, the easiest way is to just offer another angle, another point of view, something unique from your experience, something that you have seen, because this may be something that the post creator hasn't seen. So you will somehow stimulate these people to participate in this discussion with you, so he or she can find out more about that. Or your potential leads, they will start a discussion with you, and then you can sell your services. And the second way, which I'll mention for providing value, which I have seen to tremendously help, is to share your real story and to make it in a readable way, which means please don't write 10 sentences without putting space between them. Like, it's a total nightmare. Even if it is the greatest content, greatest comment on the world, like, most probably people won't read it. Like, they'll move on and proceed to the next thing. So there are plenty of things that can be said about the valuable comments, but I think that this is a good start.
Absolutely. And tell us just very briefly, quickly, your tool that you have. How does it save time, and what's the difference between using your tool and trying to do it on your own?
Yeah, so do it on your own. That's for sure. But like we mentioned, you hit writer's block and you're done. Like, most probably you're done with your comments for the day, and you need to write at least 50 comments in the current situation. And I just want to say one hack for the algorithm. Like, if you want to hack the algorithm, learn how to become a great commenter. This is how you hack the algorithm all the time, because LinkedIn will always be a social platform. So become a great commenter and learn how to write more comments for short amount of time, and they need to be valuable. Otherwise, you're not going to achieve much on LinkedIn, or you have to start paying money to LinkedIn. So the tool is saving you time because it's actually giving you this unique angle, this unique idea. This doesn't mean that you need to use it. This means that it gives you a starting point, and you may write the totally opposite idea of that. you can write something additionally to that. You can share your story, but you have something to start from. So something is throwing you idea, and this is saving you time, especially when you are when you have written 20, 30, 40, 50 comments, and like your brain is not working anymore. Then you have another idea, use it, make it your own, and then you have a great comment and you have saved time. But if you read the post again and again, nothing's come to your mind, then you go again, read it again, you start reading the comments, and very soon you are 30 minutes just reading and doing nothing. And this is a wasted time. Yeah, probably there are some valuable comments there, but this is not helping your business. This may help your brain, but this is not helping your business. So this tool actually unlocks this.
I think between yourself, Bogomil and Richard, both of you have touched on that point of being having the right intentions, being very specific on who you're trying to engage with, so that you have a process, and therefore you reach the outcome that you want. I love the fact that you mentioned earlier about if you just want to be like a social person who just goes on LinkedIn and just comments on everybody's, that's great, but you create yourself another job. And there's so many people that I've met over the last few years that are literally busy they do 4 or 5 hours a day on LinkedIn, no results or little results, because they're trying to do the pod experience where they're just commenting on everybody. And they think because I comment on everybody, somebody might. So it's that fisherman, throwing a net out, as opposed to the harpoon approach, which is, picking your target audience, engaging with them on a regular basis, commenting and responding and nurturing, as Richard said, on your post in the comments. And one of the big things that I took away that I've heard so many times, but today, Richard, you really brought that to light, was that algorithm bit of, and I wish we had the statistics of how many people save your post. Because if you just think about psychologically about why would people save your post, and they'd only save your post if it brought value. So you've got to ask yourself, would somebody save what I'm going to post now? Like is this adding value? And if the answer to that is no, then what are your thoughts there?
I have another fact to back that up, because at the moment the posts that perform the best by far are text plus infographic. It doesn't matter which topic you put in the infographic. It can be about ChatGPT, about content, about how to be your best pet owner. I don't care. But if you have text plus infographic, so it's one visual with dense information, they score the best. For me, probably because people cannot consume the information but want to save this for later to digest, they click on save because they don't want to lose the infographic. And that's why again, we cannot check it because we don't have the stats, but it makes sense to me, because for me it's the most strongest positive form of engagement if somebody saves your post, because they only save it if they want to have it because it provides value.
Well, I tell you what, if that's the one tip you take away from the algorithm side of things, is add so much value that people save your post. Let's see how many of you can go and create some useful value add infographics out there. I'm conscious we've gone over. Please go and check out Bogomil's. I'll share the link into the comments where you can go and check out Comment AI. Also, go and check out Richard's. There's so many more questions, man. I've got like thousands of questions in my head, but so little time. I tell you what, if each one of you could take 2 minutes to wrap up like what you feel people should know, that are the best advice you can give in 2 minutes on your topic, fire away and let's see what you come up with that we haven't already mentioned. So I'll start with you, Richard.
Yeah, I don't want to take 2 minutes because I can do 20 minutes and I don't know what to choose. For me, it's about being authentic. Okay, so just be yourself on LinkedIn, because in the end, should be yourself in the way how you write, in the way how you publish or position yourself on your profile, even in the way how you network on LinkedIn, you will resonate with your right target audience. But if you try to be somebody else because you get those algorithm tips here, you get this commenting tips here, you get this branding tips here, you end up not being the best version of you, and you end up resonating with the wrong people. So be authentic. And the second thing is be consistent. Okay, it LinkedIn really requires commitment. Be consistent in publishing content, in following up content. Have a plan, have a strategic, and also try to evaluate your strategy every 3 months and see. I don't care if my posts get 400,000 views. I mean, it performs well with my ego. Okay, it gives me like a pat on the shoulder. But I rather have the conversion, because views is a vanity metric. Engagement is a very good indicator that you provide value. But the real thing we are all looking for is conversion. Incoming invites from your target audience, incoming DMs from people interested in your services. That's the real thing. So if you evaluate your strategy, don't evaluate, are my posts getting more views? No. Are my posts getting more and more conversion with the right target audience? And if you're there, just scale.
Amazing. That's save those 30 seconds. That's that 1 minute, and go and follow that. Bogomil, over to you.
Yeah. So if I could, I would give more time to Richard to talk about that, because I'm really curious about the things that he knows about the algorithm, because I'm an algorithm guy too. So about commenting, I think that I mentioned the most important thing, but still people underrate commenting. Like, the thing is that LinkedIn is a social platform. Don't forget that. LinkedIn is not a broadcasting platform. So just posting won't get you anywhere. You need to engage with people. And if you're just starting out, learn to engage with people, because your target audience will give you the answers that you need to write better content, what words to use, what pain points they have, and you should tackle, how you should treat them, how you should convert them. You can figure out this by just posting content or just by doing research on Google. That's why it's very important to learn to engage with people, and not only to go to other people's posts and comment because you're very cool and you want to attract attention. No, learn also how to reply to other people's comments. And if you find a very valuable post from Richard, comment under his post, but also reply to others on the same post that you see that you can bring more value to their life. And this is how you help Richard to notice you, because this is very important, Richard, to notice you. And the second very important thing is that your target audience will notice you more, because they'll start saying, look, I see Bogomil everywhere. Maybe there is a reason for that. This guy knows his stuff, and I see this from the comments. And guess what? Richard has become a friend with him. So maybe he really knows something. So I should check his profile. I should DM him. So if there is one thing that should be remembered, is just be a connector and communicator on LinkedIn, and you'll win the game.
Oh, amazing. So, in summary, Richard, you mentioned earlier about variety of content, making sure that you don't just do text posts and image posts. You don't just do carousel posts. I mean, the carousel thing went a little bit wild. A lot of people were just like, somebody did carousel, they got a lot of views. I just do carousels all the time. Polls did the same thing. Variety, because that builds up the know, like, and trust. If people see your face, if they hear your voice, that's why LinkedIn audios, LinkedIn lives, just doing a 30 or 60-second video makes a difference, because it might not get the vanity metrics, but people will build that know, like, and trust.
Exactly.
So 100% go and do that. The comment side of things that both Richard and Bogomil mentioned about taking that time, it's not a quick win. it's an investment of time to you invest in your returns. So if you're looking for that quick win, this is called Life Hacks with Mac, because what I've learned is there's no shortcuts in life. And the things that are worthwhile achieving, they take time, they take investment. But the hack is that there are people like this that can teach you the ways to reduce the noise. And that's the hack, because most people get stuck in the noise. So they do what Bogomil was mentioning, where they're just commenting because they want the vanity metrics, they want the nudge, they want the tap in the back. And believe me, we all want that. We all get, like, if you see a post go viral, we're like, this is exciting. But that lasts 2 or 3 minutes, or maybe a couple of hours. The reality is it's that return on investment in your business to help you grow and make the difference you want to make in this world. So massively appreciate both of your input today. One of my tips for those people that go to lots of networking events, go and post about the event. Take pictures with the people that you meet, because what most people do is they collect business cards, and I'm terrible with faces. So I get home, you got 100 business cards, so what? Now you've got to try and follow up. But if you can connect with them on LinkedIn and send them an image in the DM that says, hey, great meeting you today, and there's a picture of the two of you, already that know, like, and trust factor psychologically has already gone beyond just a connection request. So massive, it's such a simple thing, but it makes such a big difference. So go and try that out. Richard, where can people find you? What are the big things that you're working on right now that you want people to know about?
Well, where can people find me? That's not so difficult. No, on LinkedIn, probably, because I'm not active on, I'm not very active on other platforms. So no, on LinkedIn. I still have, I think, about 2,000 connections left. Then I reach 30,000, and then I need to pick the best ones. So people can connect me, can follow me, can send me a DM. You mentioned the tribe, which is a community with 3 live masterclasses every month. I have a content toolkit that people can buy for a very small price on my profile. And if they follow me, like I said, I give away 99% of my knowledge for free. So just follow me and you get all the good stuff.
Awesome stuff. Bogomil, what's happening with you? What should people know about? What should people go and check out?
Yeah, so exactly like Richard, I'm only on LinkedIn. I just don't have the time for other platforms. And I believe that LinkedIn is the biggest opportunity ocean that exists at this stage, even though, like I mentioned, I'm a big Facebook guy, but I don't believe in Facebook anymore, but that's another topic. So what I'm currently working on is just making commenter AI as useful as possible and helping people to achieve their goals on LinkedIn with their comments, because I believe it's possible. So if people are interested in how to achieve and fast track their LinkedIn goals, they should check my profile. And there is something new in my featured section, which may be beneficial for some of the watchers too.
Awesome stuff. Is that got to do with anything that we were talking about with the opportunity for premium users and sales now? No? Something else. Okay. You keep dropping more bombs, man. I can't keep up. It's like trying to keep up with the algorithm is, go to Richard and you'll know where you're at, at least. So, gentlemen, thank you. We have run over time. Everybody, any other comments that you want to drop into the comments, please do so. Richard and Bogomil will, I'm sure, come back and answer any of your questions. Hopefully, we have given you some insights on some of the real basics that you need to focus on in order to be able to make an impact on LinkedIn. Gentlemen, massive thank you. And thank you for spending your time when I know you're such busy people with us this evening. Massive appreciated.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you, Bogomil.
Thank you, Mac.
All right.